Welcome to the starting grid of a revolution. Today we are breaking down the seismic shift hitting Formula One. We have finally caught our first glimpse of the 2026 machines, and let me tell you, the sport is never going to be the same. We are moving away from the heavy, oversized beasts of the current era toward what the FIA calls nimble cars. This isn't just a facelift, it is a total DNA transplant. We have Audi entering the fray as a full works team, Red Bull building their own engines with Ford, and Ferrari trying to reclaim the throne for Lewis Hamilton. The 2026 regulations represent the most significant technical overhaul in the history of the sport, focusing on sustainability, active aerodynamics, and a radical 50-50 power split between the internal combustion engine and electric battery. We are talking about cars that are 30 kilograms lighter and significantly more compact to promote the kind of wheel-to-wheel racing fans have been begging for. Whether you are a fitness nut who appreciates the extreme physical demands on these drivers, or a tech geek obsessed with energy recovery systems, this reveal has something for everyone. We are going to deep dive into the specifics of the Audi, Red Bull, and Ferrari prototypes, looking at how these designs aim to solve the dirty air problem while pushing top speeds to the limit. Buckle up, because the road to 2026 starts right here, right now. Let's talk numbers, because in F1, the data never lies. The 2026 cars are going on a serious diet. For years, drivers have complained that the cars feel like boats, too wide and too heavy for tight tracks like Monaco or the Singapore chicane. The new regulations mandate a maximum wheelbase of 3,400 millimeters, down from 3,600 millimeters. They are also 10 centimeters narrower, dropping from 2,000 millimeters to 1,900 millimeters. But the headline stat is the weight, a 30-kilogram reduction. For an athlete, imagine trying to sprint with a 65-pound vest versus shedding it. That is the level of agility we are talking about. This weight saving comes from a smaller footprint and simplified components, despite the battery packs getting significantly beefier. The goal here is to create a car that rewards late braking and aggressive turn-in. It is a return to a style of driving where the pilot has to wrestle the machine. We are also seeing the introduction of 16-inch tires, which are lighter and change the suspension geometry entirely. This technical reset is designed to make the cars more reactive, allowing for tighter lines and more overtaking opportunities. It is not just about raw speed anymore, it is about efficiency and the ability to follow another car through high-speed corners without losing front-end grip. This is a massive win for the fans who want to see more than just DRS-assisted passes on the straights. The hood, or the engine cover, I should say, is where the real magic happens for 2026. We are looking at a revolutionary power unit that delivers over 1,000 horsepower, but the way it produces that power is changing completely. The complex and expensive MGU-H is gone. Instead, we have a simplified 1.6-liter V6 turbo paired with a massively upgraded ERS, or energy recovery system. We are talking about a nearly 50-50 power split. The internal combustion engine will drop from around 550 kilowatt to 400 kilowatt, while the battery output jumps from 120 kilowatt to a staggering 350 kilowatt. That is nearly triple the electric boost. This means drivers will have to be more strategic than ever about energy management. If you dump all your battery on one straight, you will be a sitting duck for the rest of the lap. To keep things green, F1 is switching to 100% sustainable fuels. This isn't just marketing, it is high-performance chemistry designed to drop carbon emissions to zero while maintaining that iconic V6 scream. For the fitness-minded among you, think of this like a hybrid athlete, someone with the explosive power of a sprinter and the sustained endurance of a marathoner. The car has to be smart, and the driver has to be even smarter to maximize that 350 kilowatt electric punch at the right moment. The biggest story of 2026 is undoubtedly the arrival of Audi. After years of rumors, the four rings are finally on the grid, and they aren't here to make up the numbers. Audi has taken over the Sauber factory in Hinwil and is building its own power unit in Neuburg, Germany. This is a full-scale works assault. The prototype we've seen features a stunning livery of launch colors, silver, red, and black, and the aero packaging is incredibly tight. Audi is leveraging its massive success in Le Mans and Dakar to hit the ground running. They've already signed Nico Hülkenberg, and the paddock is buzzing about who will fill that second seat. Will it be Carlos Sainz? Audi's entry is a massive vote of confidence in the 2026 regulations. They were a key voice in removing the MGU-H and pushing for the increased electrical focus. Technically, their car shows a very aggressive sidepod design aimed at maximizing airflow to the rear beam wing. For Audi, this is about proving German engineering supremacy on the world's biggest stage. They are entering a sport dominated by giants, but with their resources and 100% in-house engine development, they are the most anticipated debutante since Mercedes returned in 2010. Red Bull Racing is entering a brave new world in 2026. For the first time in their history, they will be running an engine designed and built by Red Bull Powertrains in Milton Keynes, with a strategic technical partnership from Ford. The RB22, the 2026 Challenger, is a massive gamble. Moving away from Honda, who have powered Max Verstappen to multiple titles, is a huge risk, but Red Bull wants total control of its destiny. The partnership with Ford brings massive R&D power, particularly in battery cell technology and electric motor efficiency. We've seen the early renders of the RB22, and it maintains that signature Adrian Newey-inspired philosophy, even if Newey himself is moving on. The car features a radical X-mode active aero system, where both the front and rear wings adjust to minimize drag on the straights. Red Bull's challenge will be balancing the raw power of their new engine with the intricate aero demands of the new regs. With Ford's 350 kilowatt electric expertise and Red Bull's chassis wizardry, the RB22 aims to keep the Bulls at the front of the pack. It is a fusion of American muscle and British racing tech that could define the next decade of the sport.
If there is one car that the entire world is watching, it is the Ferrari SF26. Why? Because sitting in that cockpit will be the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Ferrari has been undergoing a total technical restructure under Fred Vasseur to prepare for this moment. The SF26 prototype looks like a work of art, a deep matte Rosso Corsa with innovative pull rod suspension at the front to improve aerodynamic flow to the floor. Ferrari's 2026 engine is rumored to be ahead of the curve in terms of combustion efficiency with the new sustainable fuels. But the real story is how Hamilton will adapt. He has spent over a decade with Mercedes, but he is moving to Maranello for this new era. The SF26 is being designed around a philosophy of drivability, giving the driver total confidence in high-speed changes of direction. Ferrari is betting that the combination of Hamilton's experience and their new power unit will finally end their championship drought. The SF26 isn't just a car, it is a symbol of hope for the Tifosi. It represents a collision of the sport's most successful driver and its most iconic team, all meeting at the crossroads of a brand new technical era.
One of the coolest and most controversial additions for 2026 is active aerodynamics. Think of it as DRS on steroids. In the current cars, only the rear wing opens. In 2026, both the front and rear wings will be mobile. There are two primary modes: Z mode for high downforce in the corners, where the wings are angled to catch the air, and X mode for low drag on the straights, where the flaps flatten out to boost top speed. But wait, there is more. The FIA is introducing a manual override mode. This gives the following car a boost in electrical deployment, allowing them to use that full 350 kilowatt battery power for longer than the lead car. It is a strategic tool designed to replace the current DRS system. This is going to be a game changer for race strategy. Drivers will have to manage their manual override energy carefully. It's like a tactical power-up in a video game, but in real life at 200 miles per hour. For the fans, this means more tactical battles and fewer trains of cars stuck behind one another. It's about giving the driver the tools to make the move, rather than just waiting for a straightaway. It's a high-stakes game of aero chess.
F1 cars are the safest racing vehicles on the planet. And for 2026, the bar is being raised even higher. With the cars becoming lighter and the batteries becoming more powerful, the chassis needs to be a fortress. The 2026 regs introduce a new lateral impact structure that is significantly stronger to protect drivers in T-bone-style collisions. There is also a major focus on battery safety. Since the electrical output is jumping to 350 kilowatts, the battery casing is now made of a reinforced composite material that can withstand incredible forces without compromising the energy cells. The roll hoop is also being redesigned following the lessons learned from Zhao Guanyu's 2022 Silverstone crash.
For the drivers, who are elite athletes, knowing they are strapped into a survival cell that can withstand a 50G impact is vital for their mental focus. They are pushing their bodies to the absolute limit, pulling 5 or 6 Gs through corners, and they need to trust the machine. The 2026 chassis isn't just about being nimble, it is about being an impenetrable cage of carbon fiber and Kevlar. It is a masterpiece of safety engineering that allows these gladiators to take the risks they do.
The 2026 car reveals aren't just about the machines, they are about the men who drive them. These new regulations have sent the driver market into a frenzy. We already know Lewis Hamilton is off to Ferrari. We know Nico Hülkenberg is leading the charge for Audi. But what about Max Verstappen? Rumors of him looking at Mercedes or even a shock move to Aston Martin continue to swirl because of the Red Bull Ford engine uncertainty. Drivers are looking at these technical specs and asking, who has the best battery? Who has the best active aero? In 2026, the car's performance will be heavily dictated by its software and energy recovery. A driver who can manage that 350 kilowatt boost better than anyone else will have a massive advantage. We are seeing a shift where younger, tech-savvy drivers might have an edge in understanding these complex systems. At the same time, teams are desperate for veteran feedback to help develop these completely new platforms. It is the ultimate game of musical chairs. Every seat on the grid for 2026 is a golden ticket, but only if you pick the team that has mastered the new power unit. The 2025 season is going to be one long audition for the 2026 revolution.
We are still a little way off from the lights going out for the first race in 2026, but the countdown has officially begun. The teams are already running these engines on the dynos 24/7. Wind tunnels are working overtime to refine those active aero wings. The 2026 reveal has given us a glimpse of a faster, greener, and more competitive future. We are looking at a sport that is evolving to stay relevant in a world of electric mobility while keeping the raw, visceral excitement that makes us fans in the first place. Whether it is Audi's German precision, Red Bull's bold independence, or Ferrari's legendary passion, the 2026 season is shaping up to be a historic turning point. I want to hear from you. Which car are you most excited to see on track? Do you think the manual override will make racing better? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We will be tracking every test session, every engine fire-up, and every technical leak leading up to the first race. This is a great time to be an F1 fan. Thanks for joining me on this first look at the 2026 machines. The future is coming fast. Don't blink.